In this tutorial video, we'll be taking you through the steps of how to animate a swimming stick figure with Apple Motion without using any third-party plugins. Step 1. Design. To create this swimming stick figure, you need to design a stickman with upper body parts. The anchor point of the main stickman group should be placed here at the torso. Each arm group contains 2 layers, one for the upper arm, and the other for the lower arm. The lower arm layer's anchor point should be at the elbow, and the front arm group's anchor point should be at the shoulder. We also need to design 2 wavy lines. This can be easily done by using replicators. First, add a fill circle. We'll use this circle as the cell source for our custom replicator. Set the circle's radius to 35. Then click the Replicate button, or press L on your keyboard. Change the replicator's shape to wave. Set the start and end point. Change the amplitude, frequency, and points until we have a wavy line like this. Then duplicate the Wave 1 group, and we'll use this duplicated wave group to mask the stickman character. Let's change the source circle's color to red. Before masking, we have to increase the red circle's radius to make the red wave thicker than the original yellow wave. Then add an image mask to the stickman group. Drag and drop the red wave group to the mask source well. Change the mask blend mode to subtract. We need to create another wave to mask the stickman's body parts below the first wave. Group these 2 wave groups together. Then duplicate it to create Wave 2 group. Open Wave 2 group and change the red circle's radius to 150. Drag the second wave down like this to change its position. Then add another mask to the character. Drag and drop the red wave from Wave 2 group to the mask source well. Change the mask blend mode to subtract. And we will have 2 wavy lines with our character being masked behind these lines. Step 2. Body movement. After having the design, let's jump onto the exciting part, animating our character. We'll start with the character's main body movement by keyframing its X and Y position, and Z rotation. Half of a swim cycle lasts for about 16 frames, so we'll animate a full swim cycle within 32 frames. Let's keyframe the stickman group's X position to move him back and forth. After having 5 keyframes like this, we'll use the keyframe editor and adjust keyframe curves to smooth out the animation. Make sure the second and fourth keyframes are the same. And the first, third and last keyframes are the same to create a perfect loop. Then keyframe the stickman group's Y position to add some subtle up and down movement to the character. The character will move up slightly at this frame, then reach his highest point here before going down to his lowest point. Then up again and back to his initial position. Copy and paste these keyframes like this to create a complete swim cycle. Let's check our animation and make some adjustments to the keyframes if needed. Then we'll add some rotation to the body movement. Step 3. Arms movement. Now that we've got the main body movement, we will animate the front arm based on this body movement. To animate the character's front arm, we'll keyframe the Z rotation of the front arm group and front lower arm layer. The arm will move in a circular motion. As the arm swings up and out of water, you'll also need to adjust the lower arm's rotation to create this pose. To create a complete cycle of arm movement, we'll need to make the arm swing 360 degrees. The front arm group's starting rotation value is -60 at the first keyframe. So at the last keyframe, we'll add -360, that'll be -420. Then check the lower arm and add more keyframes if needed to make the whole arm move naturally. After animating the front arm, we'll continue with the behind arm by copying these front arm's keyframes, and paste them onto the behind arm group. And these front lower arms keyframes to the behind lower arm layer. The arms will move in an alternating fashion. One arm will arc up out of the water while the other is on the downswing, close to the torso in the water. Let's reduce the up and down amplitude by selecting the Stickman Group's Y-position keyframes with the Transform Keyframes tool. We'll have a box enclosing selected keyframes like this. Then hold down the Option key while dragging a handle of the selection box to scale it down around its center. Scaling the selection box scales the keyframes in the selection box, changing their parameter values. Also reduce these rotation keyframes value. Copy these front lower arms keyframes and paste them onto the behind lower arm. Then adjust its rotation values. Set the interpolation of all keyframes to Bezier. And manipulate keyframe curves by dragging the tangent handles to smooth out the animation. To create a perfect loop for the lower arm, we have to make sure that the last and first keyframes of the lower arm transition smoothly. The easiest way is to copy all keyframes and paste them at the last frame like this. Then adjust these keyframes' handle tangents to create a smooth curve. After that, copy these two keyframes, move the playhead to the very beginning and paste them here. And we'll have a perfect loop for the front lower arm. Do the same to the behind lower arm. Step 4. Waves. To animate a wave replicator, we'll keyframe the replicator's phase. Increase the second keyframe value, and make sure the wave looks exactly the same at the first and second keyframes to make it loop seamlessly. Copy this wave replicator's keyframes to other wave replicators. And we'll have looping animated waves. Let's preview the whole animation and adjust keyframes if needed to make our animation more smooth. Depending on the complexity of your project, when you preview the animation, it may look laggy and choppy. You can change the render to half, or quarter, to display the canvas at half resolution or at 1/4 resolution for better playback quality. And we've finished our animation. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stick figure animation tutorials with Apple Motion. See you in the next video.